I want to make a summary on the fact that I've been busy playing Animal Crossing New Horizons on my 2 years, 1 month return, and currently focusing on playing online Mario Kart that I specifically focus on 10K VR. Though, as for Smash Ultimate, I'm probably just here to check on Quick Play server status, and I didn't care a single bit about GSP, and more focused on what mistakes that I should never make. Or maybe I should rather play more, just to be a hardcore Smash fan, I guess. Not sure about Mario Party Superstars because I often run into people that make one mistake who ended up rage quitting, which means they've just wanted a perfect game, not a game where someone steals something, then in later turns there's a comeback. As time went on, and at some point I was close to beating RDR 2, currently as of writing this, I'm at the epilogue part 1. But before you ask, yes, I can have enough time to free roam in at least chapter 2, 3, 4, and 6 and then the rest of the epilogue if needed. Although I have to handicap myself with the Rampage trainer and some mods for the second playthrough since it's more of a new game plus than just starting all over again. I could decide to give an extra note about capabilities on playing RDR 2. Simply put, it's over the recommended requirements. The only issue is the weak video memory as around 6,140 megabytes. In Vulkan, it does help, but it had a memory leak issue. Get used to the running out of video memory warning. Yes, I know there's a solution, but it's too complicated for me to do it. It's easy how it looks, but I'm gonna leave it with the memory leak anyway. Aside from my yet to stream RDR 2 plan, I also decided to talk about other things that were up to date, but probably in 2 weeks or so. I'm going to talk about my slightly changed opinion on multiplayer, specifically online, in between PC and consoles, unless crossplay. First of all, it's okay as long as it's up to date and check up on feedbacks and maybe keep the longevity up until the neglect has arrived, which meant that it's a new game or a new project or whatever that happens next. That means cheating problem can break through. And it's not easy without help of community and probably amount of funding needed for a proper anti-cheat system that isn't outdated. This one is my not so major opinion on PC online multiplayer. As for console online multiplayer, I understand the hate for subscriptions since Xbox Live was a thing, which Sony and Nintendo decidedly to take upon, but mostly they were like $60 yearly, while Nintendo was like $30 or slightly less depending on where you live, unless you wanted the expansion pack. Anyway, I'll take another one of those things to say about. That is simply short, which nobody outside where I was living can know, despite the exclusivity. It's probably the WMMT stuff, which I am still active weekly, but slowly my interest is losing. That is safe to say. The community is small, yet interesting enough if spare money is lying around to continuously play at peak week. And I even met some people that I saw from the videos that were still up to this day, such as Akuma at Water Gardens. However, admitting my interest is lost in racing arcade games compared to my interests at home, such as Gran Turismo, I might still be here till the day I can quit since 8 months or so. That is to say, it's sad enough, but unfortunately, it's the time that I have to spend the remaining time zone card and Be Lucky card bank. When done, I'll give my data to someone else for free. It might be permanent. Once you quit, you can never go back. If you do, you're not up to the part where you used to be. I mean, having that knowledge on everything can easily lose your interest, at least too slowly but surely. And at some point, a new version, after releasing it in Japan, it will release more later than intended, which, with subpar yet mediocre stuff that were added, that includes slightly more expensive to pay for, which is just inflation, not in a different meaning, but economically. Also, I've recently created an RX-7 FD, which, from my slowly but surely losing interest, that is kind of inevitable. It won't last long. Moving on to the part where maybe it's time to show the past. On so far, I've remembered based on my private videos and some, but not most of the unlisted videos. Let's talk about the time I tried making videos on my mom's phone. At the time, I was around 11 years old, which, believe me, I could be part of the young kids YouTube that somehow managed to dive into the wrong rabbit hole. before I search videos that are suitable to me, and that includes some of you guys watching here. That is, until I decide to record some Roblox gameplay under the shittiest possible in-game recorder, which at the time, I don't know what OBS is, nor NVIDIA Shadowplay, or any good free recording software that I can use. Though back in 2018, I had an identity crisis. I don't exactly remember, but I remember being friends of a certain European YouTuber that come from Slovenia or something. Maybe my dumbass thought it's a good idea to be like this Slovenian YouTuber in my own way. The problem is that the impersonation is a bad idea. In fact, I vaguely remember that Slovenian guy unfriended me because I can't stop faking him. Oh, and I also did make some people mad, and some moderators that I was formerly friends with, or still, but not that much. Remember some name changing that make me think differently? Well, I do remember changing something like vet underscore ran to silver underscore 979. Though not all comments were dumb enough to later they forget about it. Frankly, it's hilarious to see that one comment saying, username changed just to try and get away with it so that he can't be exposed. Exposed. That's when the big stupid caught me up. Don't worry guys, 2018 is a different time for me. I probably no longer have the identity crisis, but still, don't get your hopes up on the name being changed as a rebrand on something like something something in it. I'm not creative by the way, but that was poorly aged for the last time, as now the stream archive videos. But this time, hopefully the identity crisis will be finally put to the coffin for good. Going away from the part where I can talk about speedrunning GTA 5 for a short bit, I would like to mention that if I wanted to get back into a proper speedrun, I needed to try to remember what I've done based on my muscle memory, even though I could move on to something like Fallout 76 and bases where consistent content can be made at times, or even Gran Turismo 4, and maybe 5. But I don't want to say grind means fun and more hours to put into. It's just that I don't know. To feed your viewers food, I guess? That's all for this today's video. I hope to say someday that I'm willing to do an RDR2 stream. If I did it after this has been made, then that would mean this was already the case. Oh, and also Gran Turismo 5 on the RPCS3 emulator works for me. Because it's a disc via the ISO, but unfortunately not for Gran Turismo 6 since it's a package game and I've rushed it to update all the way through just to play the Spec 2 mod.